All right, so here we go. This is what I've dug out so far. Oh, it feels like you're sleeping inside an avalanche. What's up guys, Mike here. So I'm currently in northern Wisconsin, right on the coast of Lake Superior in a little town called Cornucopia. And I'm out here on a winter survival course. I'm gonna be learning some awesome winter survival skills, things such as learning how to build your own snow shelter. Tomorrow night, I'm actually gonna be sleeping in that, so that's gonna be awesome. So stick around for that in this video because it's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna show you guys how I build it and everything. We're also gonna be learning how to start fires in the winter and in the snow so you can keep warm. Anyways, I'm super excited. Let's check it out. This Stone Age Man course was led by Greg Weiss, a survival expert in northern Wisconsin.
I took a white spruce before and I made beer. Instead of using hops, I used this white spruce.
Throughout this course, Greg shared with us his extensive knowledge of the outdoors, which gave us the confidence to try out all of these new skills on our own. We learned how to work with knives, tie knots and ropes, and even learned how to identify trees and make pine needle tea. Pine needle tea is really high in vitamin C. There's actually more vitamin C in pine needle tea than there is in an orange. Most importantly though, we learned how to make a Quinzee, which is a type of snow shelter. And the first task Greg gave us in regards to building this was to find a flat, open area. So that's what I did. All right guys, so I found the spot that I'm gonna build my Quinzee. It's actually right behind me here in this little clearing. So a Quinzee is essentially a pile of snow that you're gonna burrow into and then carve out the room inside. And of course, I've learned all this stuff today. I'm not an expert. This is the first time I'm doing this. But I'm gonna take the shovel here and I'm gonna dig out all the snow around here. I'm gonna make a giant pile. Trying to pack it all down, then I'm gonna add more snow, pack that down, see where I'm at. I gotta make sure it's long enough for me too. I'm pretty tall, I'm like 6'3". So, always lift with your back. Just kidding. All right, so I'm about as sweaty as it gets. I've just spent a couple hours building this Quinzee right here. We've got a couple other people on this trip, so I've even made some chairs and benches here for people to sit on in case they want to hang out. The next thing I need to do is I'm gonna walk around this area. I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna cut off little sticks that are about 1 foot long. That's for reference for when you're inside, right? Yeah. And you're burrowing, like tunneling from inside, and once you hit a stick, you're like, oops, I did too much. Yep. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so even if your stick's longer, I would just grab it up to 1 foot and stick it up to where my hand is.
Okay. These sticks aren't required, but they do make a great point of reference when digging out your cave from the inside. Ideally, you want the walls of your Quinzee to be about 1 foot thick all the way around. All right, so next you're gonna wanna let your pile of snow sit for a few hours. This allows the packed down snow to sort of settle in, take its shape, and become stronger. We decided to spend this time by collecting tinder and learning how to start a campfire in the snow. What do you guys think? You guys think I was able to start a fire or what? Let's check it out. All right, so all this stuff, when we kind of break it up, rub it together, it's gonna make for some great tinder for a fire. Cool.
That's how we will start a fire later. I always used to call these artist conchs. This is the type of fungus. It grows on these trees here. If you use this for starting a fire, it will light up and just smolder a little bit. It's good for starting fires right here.
It's the sound of the tree crying a little bit.
A little bit.
Most people don't know that, but I know these things because I study trees a lot. We just collected a bunch of tinder out on a beautiful snowshoe hike. All right, next task is you need to find some dead branches that are dry. I'm looking at one right here, potentially. Not sure how dry that is, but it looks kind of dead. Well, I don't know. The snow is knee deep. Look at this. Whoa, this is awesome. Oh, there's thorns over here. I don't want to go that way. So this is what I'm looking for, these types of dead branches here on a pine tree. So Greg, our guide, was telling us that pine tree branches work really well. So I'm gonna try and collect a bunch of these and take them back to camp. We're gonna get our fire started, which is super exciting. All right, now it's time to take all these things that we gathered and put them together so we can make a fire. Well, to my surprise, I was able to get a fire lit on one of my first few attempts, which was pretty exciting. There we go, come on, baby. Except it didn't last long. I kept at it though, and eventually got a really nice fire going, which I was honestly quite proud of. After we were done making fires and got some food, it was time for us to revisit our Quinzee shelters to carve out the insides. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to tunnel out from right here. This is gonna be my front door. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my shovel and I'm just gonna start digging. I'm gonna pull all this snow out, making sure obviously that once I get inside and start carving it out that I keep that 1 foot distance between the, top of my ceiling and like the bottom of these sticks that I put in. Now I will say that I was a bit surprised by just how much work it takes to dig out a Quinzee. And honestly, this process takes a lot longer than you might think. All right, so it's day 2. I was unable to finish this yesterday, but we got a fresh covering of snow overnight, which is awesome. I'm gonna be sleeping in this Quinzee tonight, but before I do that, I gotta get it finished. So this is gonna be a bit of a challenge here, but we're gonna work here for the next few hours of daylight and hopefully get it carved out so that I can sleep in it tonight. Something to keep in mind while digging out your Quinzee. At times you may be on your back while carving out the ceiling, and snow is absolutely going to fall on you and you may get kind of wet. So consider this your friendly reminder to make sure you're wearing proper clothing. All right, so here we go. This is what I've dug out so far. Oh, pretty sweet. I'd like to make the roof a little bit taller, but I may just have to sleep in this as is. Show you guys some more when I get in here. Once it was fully dark, we all gathered around the fire to hang out and roast some marshmallows. And after that, it was time to get in our Quinzees for the night. All right guys, so here I am, I'm inside my Quinzee. I've gotten into my sleeping bag. I got this whole place carved out. It's kind of awesome, but it's also really kind of freaky. So first things first, I really didn't honestly realize how much work a Quinzee was gonna be. It sounds really simple, right? You pile up a bunch of snow and then you carve out the inside. But for like one person doing that by themselves, especially somebody my size, I mean, I'm 6'3", and I kind of just wanted to make sure that things were big enough and that my Quinzee was gonna be long enough. So I spent a little bit extra time probably piling up a little bit more snow than I needed. It is kind of spacious in here. I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour here in a sec. It honestly took me a lot longer than I thought, and it was a lot of hard work. You know, you're lifting a lot of heavy snow, then you're on your belly, like scraping snow out. Of course though, in a survival situation, you know, a shelter like this would be ideal, and if snow is readily available, you've got it everywhere. So you can basically just use your surroundings to survive, at least when it comes to creating a shelter. The one thing I will say though, when I was digging this out today, the ceiling wasn't as high as it was. I can sit up in here right now, and like I can get to my camera bag, I can get to my stuff over here. If you ever make one of these, I recommend having, making it in such a way that you can sit up, because I guess I'm kind of claustrophobic. I don't know, I've never really been in tight spaces, but when this wasn't carved out like it is right now, I was kind of freaking out. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get in there comfortably and lay down and relax and then fall asleep. And the weirdest thing of all is it literally feels like, I was describing it today, that it feels like you're sleeping inside an avalanche. Not one that's like gonna happen, because this isn't gonna really collapse, at least I hope not. But it feels like you're inside an avalanche that already happened, and you just like made a room for yourself. So that's sort of trippy. It took me a while to kind of get over this fear of getting in here. Once I got in my sleeping bag though, and sort of got settled, I've started to feel better. Although I do have to go to the bathroom, and that's a huge process of like getting out of your sleeping bag, putting your shoes on, going to the bathroom, and coming back and doing it all over again. I'm gonna show you guys a little tour. I'll show you guys around. This is the Quinzee. I'm spending my night here, so hope I get some sleep. All right, so quick little tour of my Quinzee. Right behind me, this was the door, or yeah, entryway that I came in. Then today, while I was digging this out, I decided to make another one. So those are my feet, and there's another entryway down there that I used to just like get a bunch of snow out. And then I've got a third one over here to my left. I've got my camera bag. Over to my right here, I've got a light. I've got a knife, my water bottle with some hot tea. Got some candles that I'm gonna light in a minute because I wanna take some photos in here of that. I think that's gonna look really sweet. A shovel in case this thing does collapse and I guess I have to dig my way out. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. My boots here, my sleeping bag from REI. I didn't do this 100% right. You really only wanna have one entrance and one exit. The reason I have multiple is because I just feel a lot less claustrophobic in here when I don't just have one point of entry. I don't know, it just feels a little more open, I guess, having multiple exits. But in terms of like heating this place up with body heat, you know, I probably should plug those up and then maybe like a hole or two kind of in the roof for airflow, just so you can keep the air circulating and you're not like, you know, breathing carbon dioxide the whole night. But it's fun. I'm actually like, honestly, I'm enjoying this. The more I'm in here, the more comfortable I'm getting. And I'm just sort of pushing past that fear. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna light up this candle, take some photos, just kind of like relax in here, maybe browse through Instagram or something, and then fall asleep. All right, well, I made it through the night. It's the morning now. It's time to get packed up. This was actually really fun. I'm exhausted and I slept pretty much through the night. I'm really proud of myself for building this Quinzee and then sleeping in it. I feel very accomplished and proud right now. I don't know if this would be necessarily a once in a lifetime opportunity, but I don't think that I would build this type of a shelter again, like as big as it is. And I don't know when I would ever do that again. So for now, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, which I think is really kind of cool. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys maybe learned some stuff about a Quinzee style shelter and maybe learn how to build one as well. If you got any value from this video, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new to this channel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.